Good morning, my beautiful people. This is John from USA London. Welcome back to Sunday Talk episode number 90. Yes, episode number 90 already. As always, I'm gonna go over 10 questions I received from you guys, and also I have a new advice for newcomers to United States of America. Before I start today's video, I want to wish you guys a happy Sunday. I hope your day is going well as planned. Without wasting time, let's get started. The first question today will come from Ahmed Al Hakim. Here's the question. I did not receive a form I-797 from USCIS yet, although I got my case number from NVC. What should I do? What should I do now? So, well, thanks for the question. Usually, you're supposed to get your I-797 before your case number invoice ID from NVC National Visa Center. I don't know what is the case, but you reply me that it's your fiance. So basically, you file a fiance petition. So if it's that case, you don't receive an invoice number. You only receive your case number. You don't receive your invoice ID, I should say. So at this point, what you're gonna do is that since your case is already at NVC National Visa Center level, well, you just have to wait until NVC move that case to the U.S. consulate where your fiance will go for interview, because at that point NVC will do some background check. Once everything is clear, then they will be able to send the case to the U.S. consulate. Okay, so there's nothing that you're gonna do, but like I said, normally you will receive your approval letter first before a case number from NVC. Hopefully by now you already receive your I-797. Okay, let's move to another question here. The second one today will come from let me see, MS Anna. MS Anna asked this question. Excuse me. Hi John, do I need to bring a copy of IA-64 and tax return during interview? Category IR2 expedited to Child Citizenship Act of 2020. Thank you. Well, thanks for the question. If you check NVC website, they say that you have to bring the original of all the documents you submit to NVC National Visa Center, but you don't have to bring the document like affidavit of support or any financial supporting document, basically. Okay, that's what they say. But I know for sure if your financial document expired, they will ask you to bring new financial support like W2 form or tax transcript and all those stuff. But even though on the NVC website they say that you don't have to bring your affidavit of support document or its financial document, it won't damage anything if you take it anyway. You can take it, but you don't have to give it to the consular officer. But in case they ask you, you can show it. Okay, sometimes you never know. You might go over there, they might ask you, if you have your affidavit of support document or any financial document with you. If you already have it, you're just gonna give it to them. Okay, so that's my take on that. Okay, let's move to another question today. This one will come from SU Sandra. SU Sandra asks this question. Hey, my police letter I sent it 6 months ago and they accepted. So I'm wondering if they call me for an interview, can I still use this same one, or I have to get another one because 6 months have passed? Well, thanks for the question. I made a video about police clearance certificate, guys. Once your police clearance certificate expires, you have to renew it before you go to your visa interview, because without the police certificate clearance, the consular officer won't be able to make a decision, whether or not they're gonna give you a visa. Okay, so make sure you renew your police certificate clearance, your police clearance certificate, once it expires. Okay, yes. To answer your question, yes, you have to renew if it expires. Let's move to another question today. This one will come from Lovely Moo. Here's a question. Hi, good morning, John. Thank you for the info. I got questions for you. Now, my husband is waiting for interview at Addis Ababa. We already pay everything. Our case was approved for 2020. Last week, I request expedite to run place my case in NVC, but I submitted to Addis Ababa embassy. After I submit, I call NVC to tell that I sent to embassy my expedite request. She told me to send to NVC. Do you think I'm in trouble? Now my expedite is both places. What I have to do? Well, thanks for your question. Normally, maybe basically, what you're trying to ask is that you send you want to expedite your case, then you send the request to the consulate, U.S. consulate instead of NVC because your case is still at NVC National Visa Center, and you call NVC. They told you that no, you cannot send it to the U.S. consulate. You have to send it to them. So you want to know if it's a problem basically. I don't think it's a problem. Me personally, I don't think it's a problem as long as you send it to NVC. Now they can work on it. So some of you guys who don't know exactly how the process works, if you want to expedite your case at NVC level, maybe the beneficiary is sick and you want the case to move a little bit faster, you can request expedite. You can request NVC to expedite the case so they can move it faster to the U.S. consulate. So you send the request to NVC National Visa Center. You use NVC online inquiry form to do that. Okay, so once you send it, NVC gonna review it. They're gonna make a decision whether or not they're gonna expedite. They accept your request. So if NVC approves your request, then they're gonna send that case to the U.S. consulate. Then the U.S. You'll be able to go to your interview, or maybe the beneficiary will be able to go to the interview. Okay, that's how it works. Don't send the request to the U.S. consulate. Let's move to another question here. This one will come from Muhammad. Let me see here. Muhammad Hassan. Yeah, Muhammad Hassan sent this question. Let me see here. Kindly tell me when NVC will start to review pending documents that I have uploaded previously, and how many days will it take to excuse me, to arrange for medical and interview. I really miss my wife badly. Well, thanks for your question. Sometimes, like I always tell you guys, it's hard to tell you exactly when you're gonna receive your interview appointment letter because even NVC doesn't know when. Okay, so the only thing they can do is once they get a notification from U.S. consulate to do so, to schedule an interview, they're gonna be able to do that for you. So as far as medical and interview, so once your case actually your case is moved to the U.S. consulate, NVC send you a welcome letter, then you will have information regarding what to do as far as on medical examination. They will have some link you're gonna go to learn about the process, how it's done. So your interview, actually your medical examination, is gonna be between the time you receive your interview appointment letter to the time you go to the interview. Okay, because you will receive your interview letter like 2 months from before, 2 months or sometime a month before you go to your interview appointment. So during that time you will do your medical examination, all those stuff. Okay, and then go to the interview with the result of the medical examination. Okay, so that's how it works. So in general, nobody knows exactly when you're gonna get your interview appointment letter. Okay, let's move to another question here. This one will come from Jeanette Derifon. Jeanette on Derifon asked this question. I'm confused. If the ban was not for U.S. citizens on spouse on visa, why my husband case with priority date on March 2019 and been documentary qualified since December 2020, and a U.S. consulate been open past month for no interview yet. Your thoughts? Thank you. Well, thanks for your question. I know some of you guys are kind of confused, regarding this because, when the immigration suspension policy was in place, they're saying that okay, U.S. Spouse of U.S. citizens are not affected, right? So now the immigration suspension is over, and then people who are spouse of U.S. citizens still didn't get an interview appointment yet. I think one thing is that maybe the U.S. consulate didn't resume visa services yet, but in your case, I think you said the U.S. consulate resumed visa services, if I'm correct. Let me see here. Yeah, you said the U.S. consulate already reopened, maybe because of the position of your case in the queue, in the line. So there are people probably ahead of you. Those people have to go to the interview yet. And one thing you have to know is that the U.S. consulate is not scheduling interview appointment like they used to. Okay, before, maybe let's say 100 people used to go to the interview appointment daily. Now it can be 20. They have to do it to the point where it's safe for everybody, to go over there and do what they have to do, like other visa applicant, also the staff. Okay, so at this point, you just have to wait. You just have to wait. But I'm sure, since you are a spouse of U.S. citizen, I'm sure you're gonna get your visa appointment, interview appointment. So you go to the interview. Hopefully, your husband will get his visa soon and come and join you. Okay. Let's move to the next question, which will come from Cheno Jallo. Cheno Jallo asked this question. Hello, Mr. John. Is Sierra Leone included in this? Well, this person asked this question under a video I made on when the immigration suspension was over, and he want to know basically if the ban on Sierra Leone was lifted. Well, Sierra Leone case is a little bit different. The ban on Sierra Leone was because, the U.S. government saying that Sierra Leone's government, basically the Sierra Leone government, doesn't cooperate with them when it comes to security, and also they don't accept the citizens when they were deported to the country, stuff like that. So it's a different problem. But now, what is happening is some people will have exception, especially if they prove that they won't become a threat when they come to United States of America, and also if they prove that getting a visa to come to United States of America would be in the interest of the U.S. government. And also, I know that they are working on cases like adopt children case. Well, they can help you out on, so that your adopt child can get a visa to come to United States of America. So if you're in that situation, you have to contact the U.S. consulate for that. But in general, I think the ban is still there. But like I said, there are some exceptions. You have to contact the U.S. consulate for more information. Let's move to another question. This one will come from, let me see, Agwenjang Ndam. Here's the question. Good evening, sir. God bless you. So now, when will the interview for the 2021 DV Lottery winners on Star Cost? Time is not our side. I'm about AF on 54. Do you have any idea when I can get interview? Well, thanks for the question. Like I said earlier, nobody really know when you're gonna get your interview appointment. But for DV Lottery visa, is you have to contact KCC if you have any question. It's not with NVC National Visa Center. Sometimes people think like NVC is the one that is working on DV Lottery visa case. But what I can tell you is that since the immigration suspension is over, now you guys can get a visa to come to United States of America because everything start moving again. You are no longer affected by an immigration suspension. Therefore, KCC will be able to move on your case and send you like the second letter in case you didn't receive your second letter yet. So you can resubmit on some document. Then they will move your case to the U.S. consulate, where you go for your interview. So in general, yes, you just have to be patient till they reach out to you. Okay. Let's move to another question here. The next question will come from Taglifico Esperanza. Hello, John. Went for my interview on Wednesday and it was successful, or so I think. In fact, at the end of the interview, I asked the woman who interviewed me if I would get on my visa. She said yes, but since my country, Sierra Leone, is under a ban, I have to wait until the ban is lifted. Today, I tried to check my status on Computer Electronic Application Center and saw visa refused. Is it because of the ban or what? Well, thanks for the question. I think it's because of the ban. I just talked about Sierra Leone. Well, since the ban is still in place, but like I said, some people, there are exceptions. Basically, there are some people who can come to United States of America on immigrant visa, even the ban is even when the ban is in place. So I don't know your situation, but once the U.S. consulate is ready to give you the visa to come on, they will let you know as well. Okay, so you just have to be patient, or if you have more questions, you can call the U.S. consulate and ask them. Okay, let's move to the last question of today's video, which will come from Adu Collins. Adu Collins asked this question. Please, I file separate for my wife and my son. Both of them are principal beneficiaries, but I saw my son's name in my wife's case as a company. Should I work on my son's case as a principal beneficiary, or I should ignore my son's case on my wife's case and put my son in my wife's case as a company? So basically, what this person is asking is he filed on two separate I-130 petition for his son and his wife. Now he's seen his son's name on his wife's application, and he want to know if he has to continue like that, or he has to, do his still has to do work on his son's case on separate from his wife's case. So one thing you have to know is that I talked about this before. If you are a green card holder, you only file one petition for your spouse and your children. Who's going to be a derivative applicant on your spouse petition? But in case you are a U.S. citizen, you file on two separate I-130. So if you say you file on two separate I-130, I'm assuming that you're a U.S. citizen. So at this point, you have to keep those two cases separately. Like when the case moved to NVC National Visa Center, you have to work on your son's case and also work on your wife's case. But when you say now you're seeing your son's name on your spouse petition on spouse case, I'm kind of a little bit confused. Okay, so if that is the case, you can call NVC to get more clarification regarding what is going on. But I know for sure if it was on two separate I-130 petition, I don't know why they would put your son's name on your wife's case. Maybe because you put on the form that your son will come with your wife, but they didn't know that you filed another petition for your son. But something is not clear there. So like I said, contact NVC National Visa Center for more clarification. Okay, so guys, like I said, that was the last question of today's video. But I have a new advice for newcomers to the United States of America, which is learn from your failure. Okay, guys, sometimes you will fail. You think you fail, but it's not a failure. Sometimes you might go to your visa interview, you might get denied a visa, or you go for a job interview, you didn't get a job. Or maybe it's your marriage. It's different things. Maybe you go to your green card interview appointment, you didn't get your green card after a decision was made. So all those stuff, we think most of the time we think that it's a failure, but actually it's not a failure, because it's just a way to tell you that, okay, you didn't do the right thing to get what it is you want to get. That's basically what it is. So you have to go back and fix the problem. You have to go back and see what exactly you didn't do right. If you get denied, you go to your visa interview, you didn't get your visa, it's because of something. So you just have to go back and check what it is. What was the reason why they didn't get you the visa? So you don't consider that as a failure, because sometimes when you think it's a failure, you won't have the energy, you won't have the drive, or the you won't, try it again. That's what I'm trying to say. But if you don't think as it's a failure, you think it as maybe just something that you have to learn from, well, the outcome is going to be different. You have to try it again. You're going to try it again, and then eventually, if you correct the mistake you made the first time, then you're going to be successful, and that failure will change into victory, basically. So roughly what I'm trying to tell you here is that, every time you have a failure or things didn't go the way you wanted, it doesn't mean that you fail. It just means that you made a mistake, or you didn't do the right thing, the proper thing you're supposed to do to get what it is you want to get. So guys, basically that's what I have for you today. I hope you learned something from this video. If you know somebody who might benefit from this video, share it with that person. Whatever you do today, do it peacefully. If today is your birthday, well, happy birthday coming from me. Once again, my name is John, and thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.
USA Monde.